question 4 has the rather grand title of the critical evaluation question, which automatically fills us with dread and makes us think it's incredibly complicated. To be fair, the task does have a lot of marks attached to it. It's a 20-mark question, half the marks of section A. So understandably, it can be a worry both for our students and for ourselves as teachers in terms of ensuring students generate as many marks as possible for it. But I think with that in mind, it's really important to bear in mind the time frame of the question. Realistically, students are only going to have about 25 minutes to prepare, plan and write up that question. So we need to really keep that in perspective to take away some of our anxiety and think, actually, what could we realistically expect our students to come up with within that time frame? When you take a close look at the mark scheme then, and the skills that are required in the mark scheme, essentially there are just 4 things that are being asked for within the mark scheme. The first one is a kind of evaluative comment, evaluative statements with support from the text, and that needs to be followed by some comments on the method, the writer's method and the effect. And that skill set is really outlined within the question itself, in the bullet points in the question. I marked a huge number of mock exam papers last year for a wide range of schools. One of the key problems that I found was that students were either doing one thing or the other. They were either addressing the evaluative statement or they were treating this as just another language question. So my take on it within the textbook has been to really think about this as a kind of mini practical criticism essay, a literature essay in miniature. And if you are teaching co-teaching the course with literature, it's useful to use this question as a stepping stone into the literature essay. If you look closely at both the bullet points for the task and the bullet points within the mark scheme, to kind of reduce our anxiety, it's good to just think, actually this is simply a what question and a how question blended together. This is a kind of a synoptic blend of AO1 basic comprehension skill and AO2 analytical skill, which your students have just practiced through question 2 and 3. It's a kind of culmination of the journey of skills through the paper. So to keep that in mind, what we've tried to do in the textbook is give a really crystal clear method so that students can use the skills they've formulated to address the what and the how in exactly that same way as they've been doing for the AO1 comprehension tasks and the AO2 language and structure tasks, and to blend those two together. So when we see in the bullet points, what is our impression of, supported by quotation, we're thinking there of using that supported statements method with inference, just the same as we've done in the comprehension questions. When we see in the bullet points, how does the writer create it, that kind of method question, again, we're using that same method, identify, exemplify, comment, that we've used for paper 1, question 2 and 3. In that way, it means that when we do those bigger answer questions, our students can just revert to the 2 methodologies for reading tasks that they've learned and pull those skills together.